It's Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, and you're listening to Midweek News episode 49. Let's get into it. First up, we've got Fastfetch. Fastfetch is similar to NeoFetch. It's written in C, and it's an open source tool that claims to be, you guessed it, faster. One great feature of Fastfetch is that you can replace the ASCII OS logo with a sixel if you are using a terminal that supports sixels. It's also cross-platform and runs under Linux, Android, macOS, and Windows. Linux Mint 21.3 to include Cinnamon 6.0 and experimental Wayland support. Linux Mint 21.3 is due on Christmas of this year. Microsoft shocks Linux community and will be attending the Ubuntu Summit 2023. It will be interesting to see what coverage comes out of this show, which runs from November 3rd through the 5th. ChatGPT Plus members can upload and analyze files. Love it or hate it, ChatGPT is going to be around for a while. The new beta for paid members allows for the upload and analysis of files. This should make it a lot more interesting, while leading to some new concerns as well. The Apple Scary Fest event took place on October 30th. The event launched M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max line of chips, a refreshed iMac 24-inch with M3, MacBook Pro is now available in the space black color, and the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros are now available with M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max. You can configure up to 128 gigs of unified memory and get up to 22 hours of battery life. Apple's Scary Fest event was shot entirely on iPhone 15 Max. One thing I can say for Apple is they believe in their end-to-end vision. This is the first Apple event to be entirely recorded using iPhone. Microsoft adds native support for RAR, 7-zip, and tar archive file formats. We knew it was coming, and I believe I had mentioned it in a previous Midweek News episode. The full list of file types that Windows 11 now supports is found by following the link. It's nice to know that you no longer have to use a third-party app to handle some of these. Canada bans WeChat and Kaspersky apps on government devices. Canada's Chief Information Officer argues that Tencent-owned WeChat and Moscow-based Kaspersky, quote, present an unacceptable level of risk to privacy and security, unquote. Linux kernel 6.6 has been officially released. Some new features include changing charger mode, middle fan, eGPU settings for Asus devices, support for backlight control on more Lenovo IdeaPad devices, and support for new Mellanox-powered devices. The full list of features and enhancements can be found in the article. Mozilla is committed to the Firefox DEB package for Debian-based distributions. Mozilla is doubling down on offering a DEB package for Firefox, currently available for the nightly releases after enabling a repository. For Ubuntu users, there are advantages to using a Firefox DEB over the default Snap package, such as better performance due to compiler optimizations, hardened binaries with all security flags enabled, and, of course, access to the latest Firefox releases as fast as possible. VLC 3.0.20 fixes potential security issue and adds AV1 Hardware Decoder support. Currently only available as a source tarball, you may have to wait a few days for your distribution to have a package available. Ubuntu 24.04 LTS has a name and a release schedule. Codenamed Noble Numbat, the next Ubuntu LTS release is scheduled to come out on April 25th. The Flipper Zero can now spam Android and Windows users with Bluetooth alerts. A new firmware for the Flipper Zero adds this functionality after the functionality was previously added to target iOS devices. The author of the article was kind enough to give instructions on how to avoid this type of attack. And last but not least, a group of 9 PC makers could launch Windows PCs with Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite chips. While there are no guarantees that these PCs will be competitive against their AMD and Intel counterparts, let alone the new M3 chips from Apple, these manufacturers are willing to try. Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Honor, Lenovo, Microsoft, Samsung, and Xiaomi. You may notice a few manufacturers on this list that don't generally sell in North America. Time will tell if this changes. These chips will be manufactured using a 4nm process node, whereas the newly announced M3 series from Apple will be on 3nm. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up another Midweek News. If you have not done so already, please like and subscribe. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.